So this video is a gesture of faith, first and foremost, that we'll all be here 10 days from now. I'm bringing over something that I've done on other platforms, which is Toby reads incredibly boring regulatory or standards documents as they pertain to MRI safety. And today's feature is going to be the ACGME. And forgive me if I screw up what the acronym actually means. American Council of Graduate Medical Education. American College of Graduate. They're the folks who essentially define what it is to do a residency for all of the clinical specialties. And we're going to go through and we're going to identify the MRI safety training minimum requirements for those who are going through the diagnostic radiology residency program. And so this is the document you can actually, you can go online. You can download this document for yourself. ACGME Program Requirements for Graduate Medical Education in Diagnostic Radiology. Anyway, so we're going to do that, and actually I'm going to do the online, the digital version, because I can do a keyword search for MRI, and I'm going to pull out all of the sections where it talks about MRI safety, right? So I've done a keyword search, and it says there are 5 instances where there's MRI. Okay, well, the first one is just a definition of specialty that diagnostic radiology includes MRI, right? So that's not going to help us. There must be sufficient number of faculty members with competence to instruct and supervise all residents in the modalities of CT, MRI, radiography. Okay, well, that's just saying we have to have instructors who know what the hell MRI is. That's not the part about safety. What's the next section here? It just talks about you don't necessarily have to have additional faculty who you don't have to have somebody who specializes exclusively in MRI. General practicing diagnostic radiologist can teach about MRI. Okay. Here we go. Residents must be able to perform all medical, diagnostic, surgical procedures considered essential for the area of practice. Interpretation of CT, MRI, radio. Okay, well, that's interpretation of the images. That's not actually being fluent, competent in the safety aspects. So it must be the 5th and final. Residents must demonstrate knowledge of established and evolving biomedical, clinical, epidemiological, and social behavior sciences, including scientific inquiry, as well as the application of knowledge to patient care. This includes principles of medical imaging physics for all of the modalities, including MRI. So hold on a sec. So the program has to include MRI. We have to have instructors who understand MRI. They don't have to be MRI specialists. General radiology practitioners can do the trick. We have to train on the interpretation of the MRI images, and we have to train on the physics behind MRI scanners. The entire requirements for radiology residency programs require nothing, absolutely nothing with respect to MRI safety. Which means a residency program that does the bare minimum essentially can graduate radiologists who will be legally responsible in the United States for the safe execution of radiologic studies under their purview. Essentially, anything that they read, they are the physician of record for that study. So a radiologist is legally responsible for the safe execution of the study, not just correct interpretation of the image, safe execution of the study. And yet, ACGME requires nothing, zilch, with respect to minimum MRI safety training. I'm aware that there are residency programs out there. I actually do resident training education in MRI safety for some schools. I am aware that there are schools out there that do good jobs, great jobs, in terms of providing training to their diagnostic radiology residents. My argument isn't that nobody does this. My argument is that the ACGME allows folks to choose not to do it, which to me seems like an enormous abdication of the duties, the responsibilities, the legal obligation of the radiologist to the safety of their patients. Please, 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 ACGME, radiologist, professional community, this cannot stand. This cannot be an acceptable minimum for the training of up-and-coming radiologists. We need to make sure that they have formal, structured education in MRI safety, MRI risk assessment, MRI risk mitigation, because things aren't getting easier with respect to MRI safety, and the radiologist is the first line of defense. And I mean that in the legal sense. You will be a defendant if something goes wrong. So, radiology community, let's rally together and let's get the minimum training standards for radiologists. Let's get that updated to reflect something that aligns with 21st century medicine. What do you think?